First day back at work. A little rusty? Are you wondering what the other guy is thinking about? A little anxious? Body clock a little off? Take comfort in this. You won't be the only one with butterflies churning, sweaty palms, nervous laughter. It's the first day back at work. Don't fight it. Just step up and swing.
And good morning, and if you didn't know, the PGA Tour is in Hawaii this week. It is actually the 8th event of the 16-17 wraparound season, and for the 19th consecutive year, it will be held at the Plantation Course at Kapalua, the SBS Tournament of Champions. 32 players in the field. And with that, we welcome you inside Studio AP, and we got a full house. Gary Williams, welcome back from the Alps. That's what you do on holiday when you're Carl Robinson.
Yes,
great to see you. Chris DeMarco, the rest of the gang in a moment. We got big Tiger news that we just got in the last 15 minutes. But you know what? It's not leading the news because over the break, what did you do?
I got a ring, guys. You can see it. Yay! He did it.
You got a ring, he got a big trophy.
Yes. Very kind of you, yeah. Ollie, we've been together for 5 years. He eventually popped the question walking up the mountains in a Swiss ski resort we go to every year. So that was our picture overlooking the ski village Wengen. Very, very happy. I'm a very lucky lady. So yeah, it's been a very good start.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is fantastic. Well, the other big news, Cara, is the fact that Tiger Woods has made the announcement in the last 30 minutes that he is going to add an event on the European Tour in Dubai. That means a heavy early schedule coming up here starting at the end of the month.
Well, absolutely. He's going to be playing 4 times within a 5-week stretch. It's going to be, people say he needs reps. We're going to get onto that in a little bit later on, but it's fascinating. He just keeps adding them. Before we delve into that, let's say good morning to Chantal McCabe for today's Tee Sheet.
Cara, congratulations. That's a tough act to follow, but you all are both such a beautiful couple. We'll carry on with the Tee Sheet. The SBS Tournament of Champions gets underway today. The defending champion Jordan Spieth had his parking lot sign changed to read Golden Child as a prank. We'll be comparing his regal play to that of Tiger Woods. Plus, Hawaii is a can't-miss golf stop. Our travel expert Matt Janella will help you plan the perfect trip as he shows you the top 5 courses to play in the Aloha State. And how well do you know your golf history? Find out why Dr. Tony Parker of the World Golf Hall of Fame is here to celebrate a special historic anniversary. And then, of course, that big news in terms of Tiger Woods' schedule. Let's learn more about what stops he's going to add. And for that, we return to Cara.
Yeah, thanks, Chantal. Well, as Gary just announced, breaking news from Tiger Woods this morning. He has added the European Tour's Mega Dubai Desert Classic to his early schedule this year. And with yesterday's commitment to the Farmers Insurance Open and the Honda Classic, the 14-time major champion now has a very busy start to the year. He will now begin his 2016-17 season at the Farmers Insurance at Torrey Pines later this month, the place where he has won a record 8 times in his career. And with his prior commitment to the Genesis Open, he will play, as we said, 3 times across the first 3 months of this year, but 4 times within a 5-week stretch. Chris, you've said he needs reps. Is this too much? Because it also involves worldwide travel to Dubai and back.
I don't think so. He's certainly not traveling He's traveling in luxury. I'm sure he's going to be on his little G550, which will be fine to get over there, sleep on the way over there. But the more he plays, I think the better he's going to get. And the reps are going to come. He needs to go and play golf and get away from thinking about golf and swinging on a range. He needs to get out and actually play golf on the golf course and play in tournament conditions and get under pressure and hit chips when it matters and just get that all back in there, get the rust off of everything. And playing 4 and 5 weeks helps do that. You get in a certain amount of rhythm that helps you kind of just get in a really good groove going forward.
Gary, a lot to be said for starting it all, though, at Torrey. It's a place he's won 8 times. It's great memories. Yes, he is going to fly straight from there to Dubai. He will then have a week off and play another 2. So it's really 2 straight weeks of break and another 2 straight weeks. But how much I suppose, will that help him returning to a venue with these memories?
I think it helps him immensely. You know, he has a handful of really happy places on the PGA Tour, and chief among them is Torrey Pines. Not to mention the fact that he won his last major championship. Yep, that was over a Plinko board to get into the playoff with Rocco Mediate. I think it's vital for him to go back to places where he has great vibes. And Chris, you said Monday you were surprised that we thought it was going to be the start of Genesis. I know you're not surprised. I know you're very pleased that it's Torrey for a whole lot of reasons.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you go back to a place you've won 7 times and a U.S. Open for 8? I mean, you go there, you know the golf course, you're comfortable. Every tee ball fits your eye. You've had such great memories there. He gets, obviously the crowds get behind him there. So I think it's a great start for him. I was completely shocked that he hadn't added that on Monday. So I was so pleased to see him add that on for tomorrow.
Quickly,
or for yesterday.
Expectations for him at these opening events?
I expect Tiger to kind of get back to what he used to be, which was when he goes there, he's not going to get the rust off, he's going to win. I think that we saw glimpses of that at the Hero World Challenge. I think we saw him hit some unbelievable golf shots and, you know, saw some rust too, but the only way to get through that rust is to knock off the rust, and that means playing and getting reps in and playing at places you're comfortable with, and Torrey Pines is somewhere he's extremely comfortable with.
And nobody is more aware of the fact that he's currently not eligible for 2 events that he always played before the Masters, 2 World Golf Championships that he's currently not in the field. For now, though, we say good morning to 2 of the big guys, Damon Hack and the big timer Charlie Reimer. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Big news, Tiger. We're starting to fill out that dance card early in 2017. Charlie, your reaction?
You know what? I think it's very exciting for golf. I mean, clearly when Tiger Woods plays golf, eyeballs are on the TV coverage. Eyeballs are at the golf course itself. I find the criticism that comes out to be really laughable, Damon. I mean, you're talking about one of the 2 greatest golfers of all time that's trying to put his game back together, committing to a schedule, and the criticism comes out, oh, well, this is going to be really tough because, you know, Torrey Pines, that's a tough golf course, and he's played so well there, and we're going to be comparing his performance now to his performance in the past, and all this negative stuff comes up. And, you know, to me, it's just really neat that we have Tiger making the effort to try and get back and be competitive. Certainly, we're going to see a lot of this. As we'll remember, this is a putt that got him into the playoff with Rocco Mediate. The Monday playoff at Torrey Pines, a putt that couldn't go in, but Rocco knew it would go in. But I'm just excited that he is energized about playing golf. You know, the other criticism is, well, Torrey Pines is a lot tougher than the Bahamas, you know, and yeah, it is a little bit tougher. But, you know, to me, this is all, I get all positive out of this. And can't wait to see Tiger get his spikes on and get out on the golf course. And let's see what he's got. Let's look at what he's got right now and what he's going to do from this point forward. And I think he's got a chance to go out and play some really darn good golf.
This type of schedule is exactly what Davis Love III said he wanted to see Tiger Woods do to get the rust off, to get the kind of competitive juices flowing. It's also what Jordan Spieth said in the Bahamas just a few weeks ago when I talked to him about Tiger. He said, listen, I want to see Tiger play back-to-back events early in the season. That's exactly what he's going to do.
And quickly, I'm more concerned about his health. Does he continue to stay healthy than I am the actual mechanics of his golf game? That's what I'm going to be looking for as we see Tiger play 4 out of 5 weeks.
Well, speaking of Jordan Spieth, a lot of comparisons, obviously, in his young career to Tiger Woods. We look back, Tiger at age 24, Spieth at age 22. The world ranking, what they did the previous year in majors, what they did also that season, winning at Kapalua. And yesterday, Jordan Spieth talked about what happened last year, but he also looked ahead.
I was happy when the ball touched down and 2017 started. It was still a great year in 16, but I learned a lot on both ends of things, highs and lows, which I didn't really have many lows in 15. And before that, it was just trying to climb up to the top level. Therefore, I think I can use that to my advantage this year and on. This course, a lot like Augusta National, a few other ones, with the amount of slope and uneven lies and the amount of imagination you need in approach shots and on and around the greens, it brings out more of the feel side of my game, more of a kind of a quick twitch, you know, reactionary type golf that I just love playing and I feel like is my DNA, my golf DNA.
Do you find yourself daydreaming about Augusta already?
I went there and played there in December, first time back. I was very nervous when I got on 12th tee, and I hit an 8-iron over the bunker to about 15 feet. Greens were a little slower, and I'd left a lot of putts short, and I was in the group. I was like, there's no chance I'm leaving this short. And I hit this putt from about 15, 18 feet. I was pumped to hit the green. And then I hit my putt, and it just about stopped short on the front lip and fell in for a 2. And I gave like a big fist pump. I was walking around with my hands up, like, you know, demon's gone, you know. And then I went back the next day. We played it the next morning, and I hit a 9-iron this time to a left pin, and it landed about 3 feet beyond the hole, and they were really, really soft. And it sucked back and almost went right around the lip to about this far. So I got 2 2s out of number 12, first time back. So last 2 times I played the hole, I made birdie.
Spieth, expansive, thoughtful, honest as always. We look at his finishes in the Australian Open of late and what they have indicated for the Masters the following spring. Win, T2, T2. He, of course, won the Australian again in November. What will it mean for April? Charlie, watching Jordan Spieth, he looks composed, he looks happy, he's saying the right things. It sounds like he's using what happened last year as something to learn from. Are you seeing something similar?
Yeah, absolutely, Damon. And I think that's what successful people in any endeavor do. They learn from the situations where they sort of bottom out a little bit. Not saying he bottomed out, but the lows, as he described them right there. That's all that you can do. And what's interesting for Jordan Spieth, up until last year, he had never really dealt with any lows. And so those learning situations for him, I don't think are as much about his golf game as they are issues like scheduling, life, a young man having extreme success, all the expectations that's piled on him from the outside, maybe even bigger than that, the expectation that he piles on himself. You have to learn how to live your life while you're out on a stage making a ton of money, being a superstar, and sometimes things don't go that well. You can't beat yourself up when they don't go well. You learn from it, you move on, you got to look forward. That's what Tiger Woods is doing right now. That's what Jordan Spieth is doing right now. That's what all successful people do, and I don't care what you're doing for a living.
A 23-year-old still willing to learn and listen. One thing I love that he said in that sound yesterday was him describing how much he loves Augusta National and Kapalua, 2 courses where the lies aren't very even, where you have a lot of undulations on the green and the golf course. He says he uses his quick twitch muscles. He's reacting to the golf course. Can you explain that?
Yeah, both of these golf courses, Augusta National and Kapalua, have a tremendous amount of width. So Bobby Jones with Augusta National wanted you to be able to recover from a poor shot. Kapalua is designed, it's essentially a mountain golf course, but it's built in a very windy spot on a rock in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So you have to have width on that golf course. For a player like Jordan Spieth, when he hits it offline, if you give him a clean lie and a chance to hit a shot, either to get up and down for a birdie on a par 5 or in another area where he's a little bit off course, he goes out to that golf course with a ton of optimism. For example, if you had a golf course that's really, really tight, maybe an old school US Open setup where around the greens you have so much rough that you can't show how talented you are, that's a golf course that he might not like as much. So these kinds of golf courses where you can recover, where you can pitch, you can putt, he can differentiate himself from the guys that are average in terms of talent around the greens. He loves teeing it up on a golf course like that.
Watching him now reminds me of watching him as a 16-year-old. He could scramble with the best of them, even then at those old AJGA events. Much more from Charlie a little bit later. Right now, a check of social media. We send you to Chantel.
Damon, thank you. Well, the SBS Tournament of Champions kicks off today. Players enjoying their time in Hawaii. Let's turn to social media to see what they've been up to. We'll start with Charlie Hoffman. He spent his time in Hawaii for the new year, saying Happy New Year to all. Great to start the new year in Maui. And Fabian Gomez. Now, this is where my 8th grade Spanish skills are going to be tested. I'll translate for you. He says, with the world #1 golfer, who is the candidate for this week, they asked. JD answered. A nice big smiling photo of them. And finally, our own Todd Lewis, who's covering this tournament for us, says the rainbows in Hawaii are amazing, like this one that touched the first fairway over the plantation course at Kapalua. Now, somebody else we know who knows a thing or two about Hawaii, our own travel expert, Matt Janella. Matt, we haven't seen you. Where are you?
Right here, Chantel. Yes, coming up on today's show, the top 5 courses you can play in Hawaii, plus some value options. That and a lot more right here on Morning Drive.